2021 was a perfect storm for Final Fantasy XIV. After the disastrous reception of 1.0 and then its subsequent relaunch under Yoshi P, the game had been quietly making waves with its consistent quality. The game had a reputation as an MMO with an actual decent story, and it had the brand appeal of being a mainline Final Fantasy title. Shadowbringers released and received universal acclaim, while WoW Shadowlands was released to a rather poor reception from fans who felt long neglected. Driven by streamers trying the game for the first time, both new players and what were termed WoW refugees began trickling into the game. This trickle only increased under pandemic lockdown as people turned to games for entertainment and escapism. People wanted to catch up and be there for the launch of FF14's new expansion Endwalker. Furthermore, it was said to be the culmination of a years-long story, paying off the Hydaelyn and Zodiac saga that had been built up since the game's launch. Endwalker launched to massive acclaim, and the game was flooded with an unbelievable number of players, causing massive server congestion and hours-long logging queues. The number of players was so extreme that Square Enix even stopped selling the game for a while so they could try and get the situation under control. Now, even though I started playing in Shadowbringers, this was the first expansion launch that I experienced, and I booked a whole week off work for it. In between the logging queues and disconnects, it was a truly incredible experience, playing the new content and story along with the community. These were conclusions and payoffs to storylines that had been being set up for years, and in 20 odd years of gaming, I have never been so emotionally affected by a video game story. It's truly a time I expect to remember for the rest of my life. Now, cut to 2024. The game's next expansion, Dawntrail, is launching in just a few weeks, and Square Enix is in full promotional swing. At the time of recording, videos of the Dawntrail media tour have just been posted online, and many people are eagerly guzzling up any and all information on what may await them come early access. People are excited, and yet, seeing some of the comments and posts, I get a feeling that some people are also slightly worried. After all, the Hydaelyn and Zodiac saga has been wrapped up. A lot of people were a bit disappointed with the post-Endwalker story content. Can Creative Business Unit 3 recapture the lightning in a bottle that was Shadowbringers and Endwalker with Dawntrail? Yeah, I think so. I think we are very much standing on the precipice of a new age for FF14 for multiple reasons. A golden age for game content of all varieties, and I have absolute faith that expectations will be met and even exceeded by Dawntrail. First of all, the content. I mean, just look at everything they have planned to release with this cycle. Of course, we have the expected stuff, the new race, the jobs, the story, the dungeons, etc. But they've also promised a graphics update, dual die channels, cosmic exploration, a new field operation, at least one ultimate raid, PvP updates, gold sorcerer updates, another new deep dungeon, more variant dungeons, more Hildebrand quests, blue mage updates, and even Beastmaster, a whole new limited job. Of course, we don't know how expansive these updates will be, but when you compare what they have planned to what we got in previous expansions, it's more than we've ever been promised before. Not only that, but a lot of these requests are direct responses to concerns and requests from the community. Another big criticism of the Endwalker patch cycle was the lack of grindable content for mid-core players. People were disappointed with the lack of a field operation zone like Bosja or Eureka. Island Sanctuary was deemed kinda grindy and too easy to complete, and Variant and Criterion dungeons were cool, but criticised for their lack of rewards to encourage repeat visits. All three of these complaints are being directly addressed here. I feel like the team at Square have been implementing the framework and experimenting with different types of content in Endwalker, and we will now see improved forms of all these things in the patches following Dawntrail. Then there's the story. Can they possibly hope to live up to the precedent set by the last few expansions? Well, I'm not sure, but do you really think this expansion will be a simple summer vacation for the Warrior of Light? Of course not. Yoshi P may as well have been grinning ear to ear every time he said that. And don't even get me started on Solution 9. While I'm sure it will be important to the story, I'm sure they've only revealed it as a sort of red herring and they have something even more surprising hidden up their sleeve. Do you remember in Endwalker? Everyone thought that the end of the story would be on the moon. Elpis and Ultima Thule were kept secrets, and when I saw the text for the World Unsundered pop up and realised it was the next zone, I was absolutely floored. I'm sure they're doing a similar trick for Dawntrail, and whatever they are keeping secret from us is sure to be another massive surprise. While the story may not be as dark or about as big of a threat as Endwalker was, I'm sure the story they have prepared will still be incredible, and I'm so excited to see what they have in store. On top of that, I'm positive about the future story afterwards. They're finally free. When Yoshi P joined the team, Eorzea and its story were already in motion to an extent. I don't think he had full creative freedom. They built onto that world year after year, expansion after expansion, and it came to a fantastic conclusion. But this time, it feels like an entirely brand new beginning. While they've said they aren't fully sure on a direction the next saga might take, they are for sure going to be planting story seeds, checking community reactions, and adjusting their plans accordingly. I'm sure the future payoffs for the next saga will be just as satisfying as Endwalker was. The final and most important reason I believe that Dawntrail will be great is simple: faith in the team that is making it. I attended the Japanese Fan Fest in January, and seeing Yoshi P cry as he thanked the audience for sticking with the game over the years has fully convinced me. They know they have something special here. The whole team has proven themselves and show that they are passionate about what they can create. They listen to player feedback and follow through on all their promises. Even just this month, they made so many updates and small tweaks to the benchmark they released. Most people were even content with its first iteration, and any other studio would have just carried on without controversy. But they listened. They went and made the changes, and the game will be all the better for it. FF14 is an incredibly special game to me, and to many others, and I think Dawntrail is poised to take it to even greater heights. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the video. This is just kind of a hype video for Dawntrail and my love letter to the game, but I'm planning on making more content in the future, both FF14 and otherwise. I'll be streaming Dawntrail on release on Twitch and YouTube, grinding Viper to 90 and playing through the story on it. Please feel free to come join me if you're interested, and I'll see you all next time.